I watched one of Pat's favorite rom-coms, Four Weddings and a Funeral, because I had said in the YouTube video one that I had not seen it, right. And while watching it, I realized I had seen it. It's still a classic rom-com. It is one of the most famous rom-coms of all time. I was just like, in that movie, I didn't like Andy McDowell. I just didn't like her.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I did like Hugh Grant. And,
well, Hugh Grant is a likable dude.
And that's why we're doing him for...
Yeah. Well,
our deep dive.
You said doing him.
That's why we're doing him.
Yeah, so
Love-bruary.
All right, everybody, welcome to Nerds of a Certain Vintage. As always, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Andy.
And we're nerds who are here for our deep dive for Love-bruary.
And every time we start the tape, I'm drinking a beer.
Yes.
I have a beer in my face every time we start.
So
it's kind of my thing.
So speaking of which, what are you drinking over there?
I'm having that.
It's not always your thing.
That's
Sometimes
not always my thing.
This is more of your thing.
I'm making... the beer fake, yes.
That's how you get your exercise. That's your 12-ounce curl.
That's definitely my thing, faking. But I'm having this really delicious summer beer, Cold Snap.
Okay.
Sammy Adams Cold Snap.
All right, so I'm drinking over here. Let's Give Thanks again by Ass Clown Brewing.
Ass Clown Brewing, I love.
Ass Clown Brewing.
Man, if you're gonna make your own brewery and you can name it anything you want,
Ass Clown.
Why not name it Ass Clown? Yeah,
of course,
exactly.
All right, so yes, we are here for our podcast proper for Sunday, February 19th. Love-bruary. I talked to my wife about Love-bruary.
Uh-huh.
She was not digging on Love-bruary.
Would she prefer like Fuck-bruary? Like
well, that's what I said. It was between that and a different F word, and she's like,
"No,
let's stick with Love-bruary."
Well, I'm surprised your wife doesn't like Love-bruary. How is she for rom-com? Is she a rom-com fan?
Yeah.
But she likes like old black and white rom-coms.
Yeah, she likes if Cary Grant's in it. That's a true rom-com for her.
Yeah. No wonder she doesn't like Love-bruary or Romance-bruary.
Yeah, but most of the jokes I make for my wife, she looks at me like I'm a dog with something weird in its mouth. You know what I mean?
that's just wives and their husbands. Yeah,
that's slightly like, what did you just say?
I get a lot of mileage with my wife because I don't care if she doesn't think it's funny. Yeah. She's like, you really entertain yourself, and you're like, well, no one else is.
Somebody's got to do it.
No one else is going to do it.
Yeah. So this month we started out with our Bonkers Banana Pants movie, which was Shotgun Wedding.
Yep.
Then we did a listicle, top 11 rom-coms.
Rom-coms.
Right. The list that I actually took seriously.
I know, and yet still.
What are you talking about?
Well, if you don't listen to the podcast, and we only do the YouTube channel because
he needs something to do on weekends.
No, I like doing it, but I feel like you should listen to the podcast. Podcast is long form, and there's a lot more in that. I cut a lot of stuff out of the podcast, but we also do a couple of episodes that don't show up on YouTube, and that's our midweek minute where we talk about news and trailers per booze, and then we have our midweek adjacent. And in the midweek adjacent, we talk about what we've been watching, and I watched one of Pat's favorite rom-coms, Four Weddings and a Funeral, because I had said in the YouTube video one that I had not seen it, right. And while watching it, I realized I had seen it. And I had completely forgotten it, which will show you what kind of an impression it made on me.
But you don't like the cringy humor, and that is the British humor. British humor is the cringiness.
That is. But I in the midweek adjacent, I kind of took it apart a little bit, and it's still a classic rom-com. It is one of the most famous rom-coms of all time. I was just like, in that movie, I didn't like Andy McDowell. I just didn't like her.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I did like Hugh Grant.
Well, Hugh Grant is a likable dude.
And that's why we're doing him for
our
deep dive.
You said doing him.
That's why we're doing him.
Yeah, so
Love-bruary.
Yeah, so that's this brings us to our Love-bruary deep dive on Hugh Grant. And so, are we going to do this the same way, where I just pull up his filmography?
I love when we do the deep dive because I don't have to do any research.
Yeah,
Pat. He's our technology guy, so he brings up the Wikipedia. He goes through the filmography, and all I have to do is sit here and drink and talk some shit. It's fantastic.
All right, so I'm going to roll through the detective, Jenny's War. A lot of this is British TV. There's something called Lair of the White Worm.
Oh,
do you know Lair of the White Worm?
Lair of the White Worm. Nerd-Cred #1.
Well, let's see. When an archaeologist uncovers a strange skull in a foreign land, the residents of a nearby town begin to disappear, leading to further inexplicable occurrences.
I love this movie. It is so freaking weird.
Have you seen
I forgot that he was in that. Yes.
So you've seen?
Oh yeah.
See, so this is where you're like telling me to just go to the first thing I recognize.
I'm glad you pulled that. That's a make you get you at some point. It sort of has an H.P. Lovecraft horror vibe.
Okay.
And it's almost like vampires if vampires were snakes.
Okay.
Okay? Because the fangs.
On vampires.
Vampires have fangs, but in this, they very much have a vampire vibe, but their fangs are totally snake fangs.
So this has Hugh Grant and Peter Capaldi in it.
Yes! I didn't, I would never have guessed that or remember that because Peter Capaldi was not even on my radar until he played Doctor Who, so.
All right.
I didn't know him from the time that he was in a punk band with Craig Ferguson.
Yeah.
I should have known that. Okay.
The Lady and the Highwayman?
See, The Lady and the Highwayman, it's a story that I know.
Right.
That I've heard of. I don't remember what it's all about.
Swashbuckling tale of romance, betrayal, jealousy, banditry, murder, and court intrigue set in the 1660s during the restoration to the English throne of King Charles II.
Holy fuck, that sounds fantastic. I love a Zorro ripoff. I love it. Yeah.
All right, so maybe put that on the list of stuff to watch.
Nah.
Shakespeare, the animated tales.
You know what? I find that oddly
interesting. Like I'm intrigued by the idea of animated,
it's not just the colon.
Yeah. All right, Night Train to Venice. Here is the first one that I actually recognize.
You know Night Train to Venice?
No. The next one.
Okay.
The next one.
I know you love a rom-com, but man,
no, this is
you're really in the weeds.
No, The Remains of the Day.
Okay, yes,
that's the first movie. That
I don't know that I have no memory of ever seeing that, but I know the name of that movie. Yes,
yeah.
It's
about Anthony Hopkins. It's Emma Thompson.
It's about cannibals, right?
No. A butler who sacrificed body and soul to service in the years leading up to World War II realizes too late how misguided his loyalty was to his lordly employer. Okay. Yeah.
I was thinking it was about a family of the people named the Days and their remains.
Sure. Performance, and here we get Four Weddings and Funeral. This is where he breaks up.
Man.
That was 1994.
Yeah. He played the very handsome, very charming. Nobody was quite good enough.
Yeah.
Why the fuck he would go back to Henrietta, I don't understand that. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense.
He was settling at the end of that movie.
He was ready to settle for Fiona.
Well, true.
Clearly rich as fucking shit, hot as balls, a little uptight, but that is sexy.
Yeah.
Especially since she'd been pining for him for like a decade. Yeah. Like, he could not fuck up with her, man. As much as he had fucked up to then and she was still like madly in love with him, I'm just like, dude, there is no way you can lose on this deal.
Well,
and he goes for Henrietta. He's dumbest move ever.
He's pining after Carrie and settling otherwise.
If you're going to settle for the super hot rich woman. I mean, super hot rich woman. I mean, am I overselling this? I mean, what's going on here?
No, you're not. You're not.
Whoever wrote that script needs to have a little slap. Not a big slap, just a little one. But in the face.
Henrietta, played by Anna Chancellor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. A little bit uptight. A little bit...
stalkerish.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
Well, let's not give this too much credit because there's a lot still to come. We're not even halfway through the 90s.
Yeah, let's roll, baby.
All right?
Let's roll.
The Englishman who went up a hill but came down a mountain. Have you seen this movie?
No, you sound like you have.
I've seen this movie. This movie was kind of an interesting thing because there was something about this hill in England that got when they did a good they did a good height analysis of it. It was like 10 feet too short to be a mountain. But the neighborhood, like the people who live there, had been like, we live on this mountain, this kind of thing. And so they decide that they're going to build the mountain up.
10 more feet?
10 more feet. And so it becomes this whole thing.
That's the story of this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When an English cartographer must tell a Welsh village that their mountain is only a hill, the offended community sets out to change that.
I love the premise.
It's a perfect British movie.
I love the premise. It's a comedy, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Then he returns to the rom-com. 9 months. You ever seen 9 months?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. When he finds out his longtime girlfriend is pregnant, a commitment phobe realizes he might have to change his lifestyle for better, or much, much worse.
It sounds like Knocked Up, really.
Yeah, it's got Julianne Moore, Joan Cusack, Tom Arnold, Jeff Goldblum, Robin Williams. It's got everybody in this.
Yeah, I have a vague memory of this coming out, but once again, this is before I was into rom-coms. So
yeah, that's one of those entirely forgettable.
But it's almost like typecasting, because that is this very similar to the character he plays in 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Right, of course. Yeah, but I mean, he's Hugh Grant. Come on, man.
He's Hugh Grant after all.
Then he's in Sense and Sensibility.
Yes.
Which is one of the most famous Jane Austen books, right? I have zero interest in any of these Jane Austen plays. Maybe that's where my aversion to period pieces comes.
Yeah, they tend to be a little dull.
Yeah.
A little overly stylized romance as opposed to the rom-coms that we love. Overly dramatic. Melodramatic almost.
Melodramatic,
to a degree,
yeah.
Right.
All right, 1998, we're still in the 90s.
Yeah, there you go.
Comic Relief, Doctor Who - The Curse of Fatal Death.
Oh, this is that one, yes.
He plays the Doctor.
Yes.
Come on, man. That's his first true Nerd-Cred. He played the Doctor.
No.
What's his? Oh, the other weird one?
Yeah,
that you're talking about? The snaky one?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I can't even read my own writing. Layer of the white worm. Layer. I was like, is that supposed to...
L-A-I-R.
Did I write curse? Because that doesn't look like curse to me. It's layer of the white worm.
Yeah, so...
and you know why I can't read it right? I spelled it L-A-Y-E-R.
It's the layer.
That's more of a sex thing.
All right, so Comic Relief, Doctor Who, The Curse of Fatal Death. Let's see. Before the Doctor can settle down to married life, he must face one last confrontation with his deadly enemy of certain death, the Master. Because it's got Rowan Atkinson, Richard E. Grant, Jim Broadbent.
I know. I've not seen this, but I read about this, and
this might be a... Oh, this might be you should write this down just to be like, did you write this down? This
Curse of Fatal Death. Yes.
Get us to make us.
This was a. I think this was a satire of Doctor Who.
Yeah, if it's for Comic Relief, clearly it was. Yeah, but I'm totally up for that. All right, then we hit I think this might be peak, right? Because we got Notting Hill next.
Okay.
Mickey Blue Eyes.
Yes. I remember this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gene Triplehorn. James Caan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. James Caan got typecast for a little while after the Godfather movies, man.
There's a lot of character actors in here you would be like, yeah, it's gangsters.
Yep.
This is the mafia. An English auctioneer proposes to the daughter of a mafia kingpin only to realize that certain favors would be asked of him.
Exactly. So. Man, I can't believe that I missed Notting Hill and I watched that shit.
All right, so Hooves of Fire.
Hooves of Fire?
Hooves of Fire.
This was after Chariots of Fire, but it's about horse racing, isn't it?
This might be a Bonkers Banana Pants for Christmas.
Oh, is it?
This is a stop-action movie from 1999. It's a short. It's 22 minutes long. Robbie, an out-of-condition reindeer, tries to earn a place on Santa's crack sleigh team.
He has multiple sleigh teams. He has the crack one,
Yeah.
and then he's got the shitty one.
Well, the crack one is real, like, high energy with the crack one.
Because they're so full of crack.
All right, so that takes us out of the 90s. We are now in the aughts.
So the 90s is when he was like peak.
Like pinnacle.
Yeah.
Like,
peak rom-com.
peak-
Like.
Well, I don't know. Early here, you're going to see a couple of things. But
Well, no,
I think he really hit his stride in the 90s.
Right. And then I don't know when he like got caught with the
The Lady of the Night. Hugh Grant cheated on Elizabeth Hurley with prostitute Divine Brown
Okay.
because he was in a bad mood after watching one of his own movies.
Right.
He said that he cheated on Elizabeth Hurley in 1995.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like you said, he came out and he said, "I apologize, I fucked up, blah blah blah."
Yeah, he handled that situation about as well as you can, right?
Yes. Well, depending
He
on.
came out and he's like, "Look at me, I'm foppish. It's what I do."
Worked out perfectly for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it didn't kill his career. I was kind of
I
thinking.
don't think I could pull off the foppish.
No, you totally could.
No, because it requires a certain hairdo. Like
you have hair.
I do have hair, but I think 90% of Hugh Grant's appeal is his hair.
No, I appreciate you could not pull off foppish because there's this aspect of sort of like forgetfulness, like absent-mindedness almost.
Yeah.
Like you're not really paying attention.
Foppishness,
I don't think you pulled that off very well.
Yeah, foppishness to me kind of implies the guy that girls are just like, he's so cute and dumb. You know what I mean? He's like, he's so clueless. But he means well. Like
I think that's why everybody loves him in Four Weddings and a Funeral is that he doesn't seem dumb. But I mean, obviously the bit where he keeps waking up late and having to rush to whatever, he seems almost like an absent-minded professor. Like he's not necessarily dumb, but he just
in my 30s I might have been able to pull that off.
Yes. You have a whole different vibe.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well,
you didn't say what vibe it was.
Yeah, it's not complimentary.
All right, so then we got Bridget Jones' Diary.
Bridget Jones' Diary, once again. That's one of the big ones. And he's a villain in that.
I didn't think he was a villain, was he? Like, just he's the dickish one. He's the one that she's pining after.
Yeah, but he's a what is it? A oppressive male patriarchy, toxic green agenda.
Well, aren't we all? I'm going in.
Speak for yourself, my friend. That's a non-alcoholic beer. I can tell from here.
Alcoholic Guinness.
Why would you do this? Oh, you brought your wife, and she usually drinks, and you have to drive her home. I get it.
Listen, I am just doing this to stretch out the fun.
Yeah, we definitely got to get you some of that non-alcoholic bourbon, man.
Definitely. I would buy that. I mean, it's $36, like, just as a lark to see how it is. All right, so we got Small Time Crooks, Bridget Jones' Diary, About a Boy.
Yes.
That's kind of like back-to-back movies that I really like About a Boy.
I do too. It's a great flick, and the Beast is in it.
The Beast.
Nicholas Hoult is the boy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Let me see.
Man, I know some rom-com trivia for you.
It is, yes.
Yep.
And Toni Collette.
Toni Collette.
The woman that we always forget her name. Rachel Weisz was in this movie.
What the fuck? But
didn't know that was coming, did you?
No, I did not. But About a Boy is a lot of fun. It's a great flick.
Oh, it's not. Is that a rom-com? It seems more like a comedy.
The central relationship is him and the kid.
Yeah.
It's not really about. I mean, yeah. The rest
if
of
that's
it's in
the
there.
case, then let's hope it's not a rom-com.
I hope to God.
Oh, so non-alcoholic.
That's right.
All right, so then we revisit Robbie the Reindeer. Robbie the Reindeer in Legend of the Lost Tribe.
He's back as Robbie the Reindeer?
But only in the U.S. version.
Oh, okay. Well,
he plays Blitzen. All right, so then we get into 2 Weeks' Notice.
Was Robbie the Reindeer from Hooves of Fire?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so then he was in Robbie the Reindeer, the sequel.
He revisited. Yes. Let me just make sure of this.
Man, any stop action animation,
yeah.
I'm giving him some Nerd-Cred for that.
Robbie and his fellow reindeer have a tourist business offering guided tours. On a tour gone wrong, Robbie is saved by a lost tribe of Vikings, but no one believes him. The Vikings later help the reindeer overcome evil Blitzen.
Holy fuck, this sounds like action-packed.
It does.
Man.
Man.
I gotta see this shit.
Yeah.
But do I know?
After that, 2 weeks notice. He plays the dick boss. A lawyer decides that she's used too much like a nanny by her boss, so she walks out on him. He's the dick boss. I remember this movie.
But she ends up falling in love with him.
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
because
so
she basically gives her 2 week notice, and he's like, okay, I've got 2 weeks to convince you to stay.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
they end up together.
So this is sort of a classic rom-com.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he jumps right in, both feet, Love Actually.
Love Actually, baby.
So we're 3 years into the aughts.
Speaking of Colin Firth.
Yes. Well, this movie has everybody.
Yes. I mean, this doesn't count as a classic rom-com because there's just too much shit going on.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who are unlikable in this movie.
Yeah. But there's the great Bill Nighy doing his Christmas music, so...
Yeah. Like anyone would believe that. Lord.
He's an aging rock star.
Yeah. Has anybody out there actually not seen Love Actually? If you have not seen Love Actually, email us.
Well, no, just
Nerd7.
Yeah, put it in the comments
put
below.
It in the comments.
Right there. Is it there?
It might be over there.
Is it over there? Put it over there.
It might be over here. No, just put a comment in and tell us if you've not seen Love Actually. I mean, this movie has everybody in it.
Because Colin Firth is the author who rents the Italian villa or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bill Nighy is the aging rock star who does a Christmas song to kind of get Spanning back.
Martin Freeman. This right here, Martin Freeman and who is the other girl? Whoever that girl is that he's working with, that he loves. That's the reason I can't show this movie to my daughter.
You've lost me.
Because Martin Freeman in this movie, him and the girl that he likes, they're like porn actors.
Really? I need to go back and watch this movie again.
They're like the people who do the they simulate sex so that they can light the scene right in the movies. It's the weirdest
I don't remember that at all, man. I've totally blocked that out.
I think you have that's the problem with this movie. People can pick it out and be like, "Oh, I love this storyline," and they don't realize, "Oh yeah, there's some dickish stuff happening."
I don't remember
Martin
Freeman's part at all.
You have to seriously.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go back and watch that. Well,
do you remember who Liam Neeson played in this?
Not off the top of my head.
Wasn't he the father of the young boy who's in love with the girl who wants to go to America or is going to move to America?
It makes sense, yeah. I remember Liam Neeson being in it, but I don't remember what his part was. Those stories...
Chiwetel Ejiofor's in here. Keira Knightley's in here.
Oof.
Yeah. Keira Knightley. Why is, what's his name, not showing up on this cast list?
Martin Freeman?
No, I'm talking about the guy, Snape. Who played Snape?
Harry Connick Jr.
How old are we?
Alan
Rickman.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman's not showing up on this.
See, just so you guys know,
Alan Rickman, yes.
Yeah, when you get
a huge dick in this movie.
When you get,
by the way,
a vintage nerd brain, the best way to break it out is to just say the first thing that comes into your head.
Yeah, it always
and just get that out. Get it out of there. And then once it's out, you can try and remember what is the actual name you're trying to think of.
This movie is kind of ridiculous.
Alan Ritchson.
Yeah. He's so big.
He's so strong and reacher-like. I love it.
All right, are we done with Love Actually? I mean,
yes.
This movie has an outsized influence on popular culture.
Yes.
Notice. Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason. So The Edge of Reason
this was the
sequel.
Yep, the sequel.
Right.
Hey, I'm having one of these new things.
I'm not going to respond to that anymore. Ooh. Tell them what the new thing is.
It is a Nitro Milk Stout.
You're gonna like they're not gonna have any Nitro Milk Stout left. You're gonna be like, we got one person who buys these.
If I can help it.
All right, so let's go. We got American Dreams. Dreams with a Z. Or a Z, as the Canadians might say.
Yes, that sounds terrible.
Let's see. A new season of American Dreams, the wildly popular television singing contest, has captured the country's attention. As the competition looks to be between a young Midwestern gal, who is played by Mandy Moore.
Oh, fantastic.
And a show tunes loving young man from Orange County. I don't know. Recently awakened President Stanton even wants in on the craze. He's played by Dennis Quaid. Wow. This sounds really weird. This has got kind of a crazy cast. We got Hugh Grant, Dennis Quaid, Mandy Moore, Willem Dafoe, Jennifer Coolidge, John Cho, Seth Meyers, Judy Greer.
When was this?
This was 2006.
Man, this sounds like the greatest movie that nobody ever saw. Yeah.
All right, I got to look up Box Office Mojo and see how much.
All right, you're getting a Pat's tangent on this.
No, you were the one who brought up that nobody saw.
I was like, I don't care. This was literally me acting like I do not care about this.
You were the one who brought it up.
You're getting a Pat's tangent on this, dude.
American Dreams, 2006, comedy musical. Made $16 million worldwide.
How much it cost to make?
I don't know.
And I don't care.
So the budget was $17 million.
Oh!
Just missed it. Hey, here's an unappreciated rom-com.
Uh-huh.
All right? You may not have seen this.
Okay.
Music and Lyrics.
I've never even heard of this.
Music and Lyrics is him and Drew Barrymore.
What?
Yes. A washed-up singer is given a couple of days to compose a chart-topping hit for an aspiring teen sensation.
Okay.
No, though he's never written a decent lyric in his life, he sparks with an offbeat young woman with a flair for words.
Okay.
I remember watching this movie and actually, the song that they eventually write, because, spoiler, they end up writing a song together, is kind of a banger.
Okay.
Listen, go and watch it. It's got him in all his foppishness, Andy. Go right ahead.
He's very charming. What is the name of it again?
It's called Music and Lyrics.
Music and Lyrics. I love some Drew Barrymore.
Yeah. Very little gunplay, though.
I'm willing to give it a break on that.
So we've moved, with that, we've moved out of the aughts and into the teens. Mm-hmm. Cloud Atlas.
Okay. You cannot argue that that's not a nerd movie.
No, of course,
right?
That's a Nerd-Cred movie.
I don't think he had a major part in it, though. But
I don't think so either, but yeah. Do we want to talk about Cloud Atlas?
No.
It is a bit of a mess of a movie, but I hear the book's fantastic.
I need to read the book.
Yeah. Here's another. There's gunplay in this one.
Oh, fantastic.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yes, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Okay.
Yes.
The Man. I don't remember him being in that.
He plays Waverly.
Of course he does.
He was probably blocked out by the bulk of Superman.
Of Mr. Cavill.
Yes.
Mr. Cavill's
he casts a wide shadow.
Mr. Cavill's massive frame and handsome aura just totally blocked out the foppish.
That's right.
Older but still good looking.
Right.
Hugh Grant. Yeah.
All right. So another movie that you will never watch unless you've already watched it, but I doubt you've watched this, so don't put this on the list.
Okay.
Florence Foster Jenkins.
Oh, I love that film.
You do not.
Never even heard of that.
This is the movie with Meryl Streep, where she wants to be a singer and an opera singer, but she's horrible, but she's got a lot of money, so she becomes an opera singer.
You sound like you have seen this.
Oh, I have definitely seen this movie.
What would have prompted you to see this film?
Who do
you were on a plane. You were on a... No. Your wife made you watch it.
No, I don't know what prompted me. That's about.
Okay, lightning round. Roll through.
You want to roll through because the greatest movie of all time is next.
Oh, okay. Let's
you want me to take it?
Yeah, jump to that.
What do you think might be the greatest movie of all time? 2017.
It's Paddington.
Paddington 2.
Yeah. Right. That's right. You even told me he was in Paddington, and then I was like, okay, that's not the greatest movie. And you were like, oh no, wait, Paddington 2 is
the greatest movie.
Yeah.
Paddington 2. He is unequivocally the bad guy in this movie.
Wow.
Yes.
Turning into the villain, man, later on in his career.
There is no doubt.
I'm gonna go with
If
Jordan.
you've never seen Paddington 2, you should watch it. It's legitimately a really good movie.
Well, it's so funny that it's the sequel that's supposed to be so fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Paddington 1?
Yeah.
How's that? It's okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's,
But Paddington 2 is really good.
Paddington 2 is fantastic. Paddington 2. There's a whole scene in there.
I know. It's like
where Paddington gets sent to jail. It's
there's
ridiculous.
Sounds like the Christmas Chronicles. there's something legitimately weird about
this and Young Gun 2. The only two sequels.
You and fucking original. Young Gun 2. I don't get it. It's like you and Alexandra Daddario, man. The obsession. I just don't see where it's coming from.
I just love it.
I dig it, but...
The Gentleman, 2019.
The Gentleman. That sounds familiar.
A Guy Ritchie film. I've told you should watch this.
This is the one with the marijuana dealers and stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is a crime drama. This has Matthew McConaughey. It has, it's a crime thing. An American expat tries to sell off his highly profitable marijuana empire in London, triggering plots, schemes, bribery, and blackmail in an attempt to steal his domain out from under it.
I gotta say, Guy Ritchie gets into a lot of that, like,
plenty of gunplay.
Complex, yeah.
Over
100 rounds fired?
I'm not sure it hits 100, but, like, the thing is, like...
Ritchie is...
I'm not sure putting a number on the bullets.
Yeah, it's not...
I think it's more about the
it's not a shoot-'em-up. Yeah. Guy Ritchie films are not generally shoot-'em-ups, but they're very much crime dramas.
Yeah. No, I think you would like this.
I'll put The Gentleman on there as another nerd adjacent.
One. Glass Onion.
Oh yeah, that's right. Glass Onion.
A very good part.
Yes.
Small part.
Super minor.
Yeah.
He's Benoit Blanc's
lover.
Husband.
Yeah. Lover.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're married. They're clearly lovers.
They're in a very committed relationship.
Certainly.
I mean, Benoit's spending all his time in the fucking tub, man. Guess who has
that guy needs to get out.
Guess who has to clean up after him? That's love, baby. That's a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not all about like the sexy time. It's about taking care of your significant other.
Didn't he come to the door with like an apron on?
Yeah. He's taking.
I think he was learning how to make sourdough. That's what people did during the pandemic, right?
Not everyone. Not everyone made sourdough. You even told me you have to get San Francisco water to make proper sourdough.
To make proper sourdough. But that doesn't stop people from making fake-ass sourdough. Fake-ass sourdough
Is there anything about Benoit Blanc and Hugh Grant that would make you think they would make proper sourdough?
Yeah, they would ship it in.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
All right. They might actually live in San Francisco for all I know.
Well, that's very true.
All right, so his last movie on here, it shows that it's out, and it is a movie that I would love to go see.
And it's not out yet.
It's not?
No.
Releases March 3rd, you're right. Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre.
Ruse de Guerre, baby. Ruse de Guerre.
I'm totally up for this movie.
But he is also in something... Oh, he's
got upcoming movies.
He's in Dungeons and Dragons.
He's got 3 upcoming movies. The Palace, Unfrosted, and Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves.
Yep.
So,
I was going to say, how could they not say Dungeons and Dragons? Because I've seen him in the trailers.
Yeah.
He's clearly bad.
It says it's completed. I'm not sure why it hasn't been moved down to previous. If Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre...
Do that again.
Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre. Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre.
They're fantastic.
Man, you already listed.
You rolled that off so quick. I was like,
I can speak French. I told you. He's known for 4 movies. Okay. IMDb always has 4 movies, right? That you're known for. What do you think his 4
are? 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Right.
Notting Hill.
Right.
Love Actually.
Right.
And... Oh, it's right on the... Ruse de Guerre.
About a Boy.
About a Boy. That would have been the one, yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Those all seem pretty obvious, yeah.
All, from 1994, that's when he hit his stride. And He's been
He never looked back.
He's switched from being foppish to being like elder statesman British. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. Well, in Ruse de Guerre, he plays...
I'm sorry, what? Isn't there a colon in there somewhere?
I'm sorry, in colon Ruse de Guerre, Operation Fortune colon Ruse de Guerre, he plays a crime boss, pretty much, right? He plays Pedro Pascal's character from The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
He doesn't play a crime boss in The Gentleman, but he's got a very similar kind of vibe to him in that movie.
Yeah,
I think you would like that movie. I
know it's on the list.
Yeah,
and then my wife goes to her book club or her gambling night,
right?
And I watch Dredd.
I get it. I understand. Listen, we've gone through Hugh Grant's filmography. Mm-hmm. We've got to rank him on his Nerd-Cred.
We do.
Where does he fit?
Okay.
I think we should do this in two senses, all right? Because we have the classic Nerd-Cred, then we have the Love-bruary Nerd-Cred. I say he's off the charts.
Oh, no, he's solid.
Love-bruary, nerds, he's got platinum Nerd-Cred.
Nerds of a certain vintage rom-com Nerd-Cred.
Yeah.
Oh, he's platinum.
Yeah. He's the king of the hill that they turn into a mountain in that British movie.
No, I think there's others that we might
Tom
give.
Hanks, maybe?
Ooh. Megan Ryan.
Meg Ryan? Megan?
Megan Ryan O'Lally. Thomas Hankshire. I think these guys, they're people that, but Hugh Grant is right at the top.
He's right there.
He's right there.
Yeah, he's duking it out.
But for the old school nerds.
All right, tell us what he's got.
Let's see what we got here. Lair of the White Worm.
How do you spell lair again?
Layer.
There's so many layers.
No, I corrected it. Lair.
Yeah. It's like they're onions.
No, I corrected it to the correct spelling. Okay. Aeiyuer.
Okay.
I got it correct on that.
That's the French version.
Yes.
That's the French spelling.
Yeah. Doctor Who, Curse of the Fatal Death.
Okay.
He played fucking Doctor Who, man.
He played the Doctor,
it's hard. It's hard. I mean, that's fucking solid, baby. Even though it was like a satire.
There's no Star Trek, there's no Star Wars, but there's a Doctor.
That's right. That's
Come
right.
on.
Yeah.
That counts for something.
Exactly.
That's more like that's the British top tier.
That is.
Like you can't get higher than that.
Hooves of Fire.
Okay.
Robbie the Reindeer.
Right.
Cloud Atlas.
Okay.
Although I think that was a minor part. But still, that's some sci-fi. The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Right.
Some spy shit.
There's some gunplay in that movie.
Paddington 2, mentioned in a Nick Cage movie as one of the greatest films of all time.
Right.
So, The Gentleman.
The Gentleman.
Which is a Guy Ritchie joint.
Right. Operation...
Ruse de Guerre. I can't read my own handwriting. I'm like, what is this that I'm there? Right. Dungeons and Dragons.
All right.
So,
yeah.
I'm going to say ceramic nerd card.
Oh, all right.
He's there. He gets Nerd-Cred.
Ceramic. I would put tinfoil.
Maybe tinfoil. Yes. Ceramic might be a little higher than he needs. No, he gets Nerd-Cred.
He does.
It's not high Nerd-Cred.
No.
It's low down Nerd-Cred.
Yeah.
Now,
higher than me or lower than me? Let's just be honest about this.
Lower.
Okay.
You have higher Nerd-Cred than him.
Finally.
It was close. It was a very narrow thing.
So I'm porcelain. That's what you're saying.
You're solid ceramic, man. Yeah. I'm gonna bump you up from your BC's nerd card. Now, from the rom-com standpoint, man, he's platinum. He's top of the line. But from straight up nerd cred, he's mid-tier.
I could see him being in a Marvel movie as kind of like a Jeff
Goldblum
kind of character.
I think it's happening. I think he's going to be there. I mean, he's in Dungeons and Dragons. It seems like he's moving more towards those parts, because
he's no longer leading man kind of guy. He's a
character actor.
Yeah,
right.
he's a part of a ensemble.
Right. But he's still popular enough that people are glad to see him.
Absolutely. Like you see him come on the screen, you're like,
Hugh Grant.
unless he's trying to kill Paddington.
He likes hookers. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if I would like hookers if I was with Elizabeth Hurley. You know what I'd say? I'd be like,
I see a movie that I don't like.
Yeah. But I don't know what that relationship is like. I don't know if she's just.
Are you a fan of like the hotness craziness scale, like that thing, the Barney and Anita?
I'm not going to argue there's no truth to that, but no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you have a wife or girlfriend who is very high maintenance, that could be problematic.
Sure.
And I mean, who's the judge? She's still who she is, but you may have to be a lot more understanding than I have to be.
Okay. I don't expect any of this to be in the YouTube video, by the way.
Oh no, I'm putting all this in.
Sure you are.
Can't avoid it. Honesty is where we're going to make our bank, baby.
This is not only where Andy talks bad about beautiful women, but it's like, I'm glad I'm not in that position.
I'm so glad I'm not married to a beautiful woman.
I'm sorry, I think you just ruined me.
And just for the record, I am married to a beautiful woman. So.
Speaking of the beautiful woman.
Ah, that's right. Doink the doink. Snine.
Andy, how do you feel about this?
I got this shit wired, man.
Well, I'm not going to be able to make it through this. All right, well, the dame has spoken, so it is time for us to wrap it up. As always, he's been Andy.
And this was a great Love-bruary episode.
This was.
You guys are weird.